You're listening to the 117th edition of the Bitachon podcast, and we continue in the passuk of David HaMelech, in the famous capital of Tehillim, I'm not missing anything. And amazingly, b'hashgacha pratis, I never know where I'm going to film these podcasts, and we're going to learn the passuk, in the beautiful fields you will give me rest, on calm waters you will lead me. And it's the middle of the summer here in Eretz Yisrael, and I did not expect to find a little nachal of running water in the middle of this sunny time, in this sunny place. And Hashem led me here. I don't usually know exactly where I'm going to go, but this is where Hashem brought me. And here's a car passing by, so that's okay, as long as he doesn't. Hi, Shalom. Kol beseder gamor. Toda. Okay, so here we are. Hashem gives me this passuk, and He gives me this beautiful location with the running water, as you can see, as you can hopefully hear as well. So the Medrash says like this: Shal Rabbi Eliezer es Rabbi Shimon v'Amar lo. Rabbi Eliezer, the son of Rabbi Shimon ben Bar Yochai, asked him the following question: K'sheyotzi Yisrael miMitzrayim, when the Jewish people left Egypt, where did they get clothes from for the entire 40 years? Now it's interesting to me that he's asking this question because they were in a cave for 13 years and they had no clothes. So maybe that's why he asked the question. So Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai said that they were able to use the clothing that the angels gave them to wear. So Rabbi Eliezer asks his father, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, what about the sweat? What about they were wearing these clothes all the time, every day, for 40 years. Didn't it get disgusting? They didn't change their clothes. Just like you see over here next to this water, there's lots of grass. So there was a be'er, the be'er Miriam, and which we spoke about in this past week's parsha. Right, the be'er Miriam, all around it, the water would come, and all kinds of grasses would grow, but not just grass, but different types of good-smelling herbs. They would use them. They would place the herbs and the grasses upon the smelly areas of their body, and it would make them smell good. Right, like we saw last week, that this capital of Tehillim, this chapter, is speaking about the Midbar, speaking about the experience of the Jews in their sojourn in the wilderness. They used, that's what this passuk is referring to, according to Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, they used the grasses and the herbs in order to make themselves smell nice. Now, lamay nafkamina, why is this important for me to know? When the Jewish people saw how Hashem takes care of them and helps them to smell good in the midbar, in the wilderness, which was really quite impossible, right, in a natural way, they started to praise Hashem. You are a good God. You don't lack anything. You don't hold back any good from us. So this passuk, as we're going to see in the various Meforshim, expresses how Hashem gives us plentiful good. So much good, right? Hashem did not need to provide me with this location for this podcast, right? I could have been out in the hotter area, in a spot where there's trees and where it's quite dry. But Hashem provides for us in a plentiful way. Hashem gives us beyond in a way that it's not scrimping, it's not just getting by. Hashem provides for us in a way which is plentiful. That's what Hashem did with us, right? He could have left us there in the midbar and we all smelled bad and we all just dealt with it, right? But no, Hashem gave us all the water and all the plants that we needed in order to have natural deodorants. Amazing. The Sforno. B'nais desha. Yitem is a nice open shalit stark lechalis yomai la'asi game. So here's another important thing, says the Sforno. Hashem gives me my sustenance in a way that doesn't require me to spend all of my time on my sustenance. It's an interesting thing in our times, people are so involved in their parnasa, they're so involved in their livelihood, it's on their phones, it's on their computers. We have a hard time letting go of being involved with our businesses. But the bracha the blessing is that we don't have to spend all of our time endlessly connected, endlessly involved in our parnasa. But rather, Hashem gives it to us b'nais desha, on a beautiful field, plentiful field, with tons of grass, with all that we need. The Yavit says, in a similar vein, it's a mashal, this is an analogy, this plentiful grass is an analogy for the needs that I have in this world. That Hashem will give them to me easily. Right? If a flock of sheep are in a field and only has a small amount of grass, so they'll go around from place to place. It will be a lot of effort. They will get what they need. But when they come to a field which has plentiful grass, which has tons of grass, which has tons of food, so then they'll get what they need without a tremendous amount of effort. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu can provide for us, and He does provide for us, and that's what David HaMelech is being makir taif to Hashem. He's recognizing that Hashem provides for me, or he's praying that Hashem provide for me with all of my needs with minimal effort. So the passuk says that He leads us upon pleasant waters. So this hints to the fact that Hashem will provide for me plentifully for the good things, the enjoyments of the body in an easy way. Right? The natural world doesn't provide this. If a person doesn't want to work hard, so he's not going to get too much. He's going to end up with very little produce. He's going to end up with very little means. He's not going to have so much. Hashem promises that if we fear Him, if we have a true relationship with Hashem, a proper relationship with Him, then we're going to have everything that we need in an easy way. Right? When we have Bitachon, so all that we need will be provided for us, just like the water just flows. The water will just flow. The parnasa will just come. We won't have to expend too much effort. We won't have to be overly involved, overly constantly looking for what we need. Says the Alshich, "V'hu pliya." This is an unbelievable thing. All human beings will encounter situations similar to what the sheep encounter. If they find a field where there's a lot of grass, so that's where they will graze and that's where they will eat and enjoy. But that's not the same place that they're going to relax and that they're going to, sleep and rest. Because in the natural world, so if it's hot, right, you go out into an open field, it's hot, right? I'm in a place which is, there's a lot of shade, there's a lot of trees around me, so it's not so hot. Right? But naturally, if you're out in the field, in an open area, there's going to be a lot of sun when it's the sunny season, and there's going to be a lot of rain when it's the rainy season. If he comes to his shelter, come to a place where you have protection from the elements, that's where you're going to rest. That's where you're going to be able to crouch to lay down, etc. But it's going to be a contradiction to also finding the enjoyable grass that you want to graze upon, if you're a sheep. Says the Al Sheikh, an amazing thing. Can you imagine a place where you have plenty of grass and you also have shelter, and it's a place where you can rest? You are in your house. Everything is coming right to you. You have everything that you want to enjoy right there. There you'll be able to relax, and you'll have protection from the heat, and from the sun, and from the rainy season, and from the cold of night, and from the attacking lion and bear. And you're also going to have in that location all of the sustenance that you need, all of the grass to graze upon. But this is an amazing and doubled and quadrupled type of situation. So David HaMelech is saying, Hashem, that's the kind of situation that you give me. That's the kind of location I find myself in when I trust in you. When I place my trust in you, when I'm in the wilderness, just like the Jews were in the wilderness those 40 years and had no one upon whom to rely except for Hashem. So this is how David HaMelech gives us this kind of analogy and says that Hashem, you're going to give me a place to rest in these beautiful fields of grass. When a person is in a place where there's no challenges, no difficulties, no situations which could cause damage to the person, in my very home, in the very place where I'm protected from the elements, Hashem sends the blessings as if I'm finding the grass there. Like we find by Sari Imenu. Right? What does it look like in practical terms? It looks like that Sarah had blessings. Sari Imenu had blessings upon her dough, the dough that she was making bread. It would be blessed. It would come out much larger perhaps than one would have expected, or it would be more filling, the bread that she served her family. So too, the blessing that we're searching after, that we're praising Hashem for, that we expect when we have Bitachon, is that Hashem will protect me without any type of difficulties, without me having to go through all kinds of challenges, running from one place to another in order to get the money that I need. I'll also be very relaxed and resting in a wonderful way. So they have tremendous, endless good from Hashem, which comes in a place of relaxation, in a place where I don't have to do too much work. It's possible. And it depends on my relationship with Hashem. It depends on my bitachon. And here in the note below, he brings another thing. The Al Sheikh continues and says, an important point. Maybe if I get everything that I need, maybe if I get a relaxed life in this world, I'll lose from my Gan Eden, from my world to come. Hashem, when it refers to the waters, the relaxed waters, so that's a reference to the eternal bliss of the Garden of Eden. I'm not going to lose out there either. I'll have my schar waiting for me. I'll have my reward, that eternal relationship and enjoyment of Hashem's light. Each person has a different type of reward, a different type of situation in the world to come. So King David is saying, even though I'm successful in this world, because Hashem, God, is my shepherd, the one who who has incredible mercy. He is my shepherd. Lo yachsar tuvi. I won't be missing the good in the world to come. Ki gam shebin oistesh yabitzeni. If tachshe im kol zeh menuchas in aleni, I'm going to have bitachon. I'm going to be sure that I'm going to have everything that I need, even in the world to come. I will have eternal bliss. It won't be taken away just because I got a good situation. I have a good situation in this world. Okay, the next mafarish here, Reish Aleph ben Ramuch. I don't know who Reish Aleph is. Maybe it's Rabbi Avram ben Ramuch. What is the idea here in this passuk? So he said, I'm not going to be lacking anything, right? David HaMelech says, I'm not going to be lacking anything. I'm sorry, in Mizmor, the David Hashem Royi lo yachsar. Hashem is my shepherd. I won't be missing anything. I'm not lacking anything. The Visha Amar lo yachsar, you have shusha lo yachsar davar. If I'm not missing anything, it could be I have exactly what I need, but I don't have an abundance. That's why he says, now Hashem will provide for me because of my bitachon with abundance. I'm going to have more than I need. Hashem is going to send me beyond my needs. There's going to be so much rain in Eretz Yisrael that the wilderness, the places, this exact situation, the wilderness that should have no water, it's going to be filled with water, and there's going to be an abundance of grass growing, as it is today in Eretz Yisrael. The places which were barren will become full of grass. So wherever I want to sit down and relax and enjoy the grass, I'm going to be able to do so, because there's plenty of grass there. Now he brings Rabbi Yosef ibn Yichye, who says, Kasher Yaseh Haraya Hatov, when the shepherd does good, Sheyir v'yarbis b'tzarayim, be'elu ha'makaymes, d'shenim olem d'shoim. So in the afternoon, he goes and he brings his sheep to relax in places where there's plenty of grass. There are places where they go, so this is a little bit of a different approach, but there are places where they go where there's lots of grass for the sheep, and there's a spot for the roya, for the shepherd, to be under the shade and to be protected, to enjoy. So this is a mashal, this is an analogy that in this world, the passuk is saying, that David HaMelech is saying, as we've said, that Hashem, if I have bitachon, either it's a statement of I'm absolutely positive this is what's going to be, or it's a prayer, that Hashem is going to give me the most beautiful place to live, and I'm going to have wealth, and I'm going to have honor. This is the next pshat, again, from this Reish Aleph ben Ramuch. He says, besides for the great kindness that Hashem does with me, that He gives me the mezainis, He gives me the food I need, Hashem does another kindness, which is to give me a sense of completeness in my soul. Hashem will give me a location, a place to live, a beautiful place, Ramat Beit Shemesh. A place which is beautiful. He'll give me a mirpeset, a backyard, a place that I can enjoy emotionally, intellectually. And because I have my needs fulfilled, I'm going to also be able to get a connection to intellectual matters, to Torah, to those things that are spiritual. Okay, so this passuk is interestingly talking to us and saying we're going to have everything that we need on a physical level, so that we can have everything that we need on a spiritual level as well. Last shot here from the Nefutzos Yehuda, which I put a star next to, so this is really an important point. Listen carefully. B'noisdesha yar b'tzeini. Ratza loymar. K'sheyira isi b'mira shami v'toiv. When Hashem will bring me to graze, bring me to a location of grazing, which is fat, which is good. There's so much good stuff there. There's so much grass to graze upon. So he will bring me to a place of relaxation, relaxed waters. Right? What can happen when we have everything that we need, right? When everything is good, we can come, heaven forbid, to rebel against Hashem. The passuk says that Jeshurun, which is a reference to the Jewish people, we can get fat, we can get rich, we can have all of our needs provided for, and then we can easily rebel against Hashem, forget about Hashem, chas v'shalom, heaven forbid. Generally speaking, a person rebels against Hashem when they think that they've got it all taken care of, they have everything that they need. Right? That's the challenge of wealth. David HaMelech is praying and asking Hashem for divine assistance. Please, Hashem, help me. That I shouldn't have this problem. Please, Hashem, help me go and be able to enjoy the relaxed waters, a place where I am still connected to you. Just like this water, this flowing water, it has a source. What's the source? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the source of all of the waters of life. Hashem, help me be able to stay connected to you and remember and recognize that you are the source of life, that you are the source of all of my needs. Thank you so much for listening. See you again next time.